Happy New York Tuesday. This is the Let's Go Mets podcast. I am your host, Sam Wu, broadcasting live from somewhere in the United States, somewhere in the New York City metro area. All powered by Nova Product Design from Primetime Radio and now simulcasting on the Primetime Radio Network. Hello, everybody, Mets fans. The rumors are out. Jeff Passan from ESPN is reporting that his sources are telling him that Major League Baseball may be coming back in May, possibly opening day in June. Who knows? Here's the latest. All 30 Major League Baseball teams would play in stadiums with no fans in Arizona, in the greater Phoenix area, including the Diamondbacks Chase Field, 10 spring training facilities, and nearby fields. Players, coaches, coaching staff, and other essential personnel would be sequestered at local hotels where they would live in relative isolation and travel only to and from stadiums, sources said. You can find this article on ESPN.com. Jeff Passan reporting. That's pretty interesting. There are a lot of issues that need to be resolved. My opinion on this is that I want to commend Major League Baseball and the Players Association for trying to find solutions. This could be a viable one, but there are a lot of problems with this. I mean, number one, or I wouldn't say problems, let's just say questions with this. Players being separated from their families for indefinite amount of time, perhaps as long as 4.5 months in isolation, and all you're doing is just playing baseball. You know, that's tough. I mean, these players have families. But at the same time, you're thinking to yourself, I think any of us would love to make millions of dollars playing baseball for 4.5 months. I mean, it's only temporary. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be tough to convince the players on that. Also, the health risks. What are the health risks? They're going to be do a lot of testing, but is that going to draw resources off the general public when you're doing that much testing? Who's going to be in the ballpark and then out of the ballpark? How many times do you test? There are some innovation going into this, how to stop players from spreading amongst themselves. Are they going to be in the dugout, or are they going to be in the stands spread apart 6 feet while playing baseball in an empty stadium or an empty ballpark? That should be interesting as well. But you know what? Got to give them credit for at least trying to salvage the 2020 Major League Baseball season. But there are a lot of issues that they need to hash out to make this happen. Now, what are the benefits here? Well, for all the baseball purists out there with stats and all that, you could throw that out the window, okay? It's a pandemic. What are you going to do? Would you just not play baseball at all? I mean, that's debatable. But also, you got to think about, you know, there have been comments from other former Major League Baseball players. Hey, if it's a shortened season, is it a real season? Is it a true championship? In my opinion, who cares? They're all on the same level playing field. It's not like one team has advantage of the other. I mean, hell, the Astros can't really cheat with with this setup, if they're all in a neutral ballpark, I mean, everybody's on, playing the same amount of games in the same area. Major League Baseball is doing their best with the Players Association to do this. Now, it's going to be a little weird about not having it in the stands, but you know what? Age of video conferencing, maybe there's some innovation that may come out of it. Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if they broadcasted these games on social media, the game of the day, and they actually put all the Twitter comments on Periscope or Twitch or on Facebook Live on the Jumbotron as the game's going on, or 100 lucky vans tune in through Skype or Zoom, and they put them on the Jumbotron, and and we have the technology. Everyone's cheering and have a blare through those speakers. I mean, could be interesting. There could be something that may come out of it, but I like to think outside the box is what Major League Baseball and the commissioner is doing right now. Yeah, I'm all for that. Again, a lot of hurdles. According to this article, Jeff Passan wrote, the hurdles go far beyond testing. Players' fears of separating from the families. MLB and MLBPA, sources said, expect to discuss this week the economics of the plan, in which the league would forego the gate receipts that account for the largest portions of its annual revenues that exceed $10 billion. The league could reap additional money by adding games to its national television portfolio, with networks likely to leap at live programming as other sports remain shuttered due to the coronavirus outbreak, sources said. Well, that's to be expected. That makes total sense. Foregoing gate receipts. Now, if you're going to play that March 26 game in Arizona as rescheduled, I mean, I bought my opening day tickets for the Mets on StubHub. I paid a lot of money for it, and I still haven't received a refund because it's to be determined. And they said, hey, if they replay the game, okay, great. But in this situation, if they replay that game in Arizona when no fans can attend, I mean, come on, StubHub. I want my money back. I don't want this 100%, 20% back, or you snooze, you lose. That I know a lot of fans are wondering about that. Again, logic says I would get a credit or a refund back, but nothing's ever logical. I mean, is what this article says. The economics of the plan is going to be an issue that needs to be discussed, a big hurdle, and the league and the union have to agree to this deal. And, and I think, how the players are going to feel. Look, it's a pandemic going on internationally. It's not just the United States or Canada. It's internationally, all over the place. Fans like me, I'll take what I can get with live sports right now, because there's absolutely none other than EA Sports games that I know the NHL has been doing, simulations. Yeah, it's cool to an extent, but yeah, I would like to have some kind of transition towards normalcy. Also, some of the things that they're talking about, implementing an electronic strike zone to allow the plate umpire to maintain a sufficient distance from the catcher and batter. Well, how about that scenario? What about the catcher and batter? Are they supposed to be, 6 feet apart? But I get it. Exceptions can be made. No mound visits from the catcher or pitching coach. So what are you going to do? Use a walkie-talkie? They should have been doing a walkie-talkie a long time ago. Like those, like those headsets in the NFL, the quarterback gets the plays. Maybe the pitching coach is going to just radio in and be like, slider, fastball, up and away to the pitcher and catcher. Maybe there's new technology there, so there's no cheating involved. But you know what? I bet you the Astros are just going to freaking figure a way to hack into the the walkie-talkies, right? And eavesdrop. 7-inning double headers, which an earlier expected start date could allow baseball to come closer to a full 162 game season. You know what? Do it right. I think 9 innings plus extra innings is appropriate. It's not the amount of games. I mean, again, it looks good on the stat sheet. I know players would use that in negotiations for contracts, but prorate it. Prorate it. Have a prorated rate, for this. If you're discussing, what you could have had in 2020. But again, these circumstances, you got to compromise on a few of these things. Regular use on-field microphones by players as an added bonus for TV viewers. Sitting in the empty stand 6 feet apart. Recommended social distancing space instead of the dugout. I think we just discussed that before. It's going to take a collaborative effort with the players, the league, Major League Baseball, and reading here in the article, the money discussion would not just be between the league and players, but among the teams too, because local television contracts vary significantly by market. Well over $100 million a year separates the top and bottom local TV deals. Those reliant on gate receipts could seek a 1-year change to the revenue sharing plan among the 30 teams. Again, and what about the broadcasters? Are they going to do it remotely, just like how we do these podcasts remotely? That should be interesting. But it can be done. I mean, it's done during the Olympics. You think that some of these broadcasters are overseas? No, it's a lot more cost effective to do it from your home studio. That could be done. Again, technology is going to be in play here to try to, make it as normal as possible. But obviously, the priority is player safety, employee safety, and the people around it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fans going to try to sneak in. There's got to be security around the buildings or the ballparks or wherever. It's going to be very tricky, but the alternative is no baseball at all in 2020. And to be honest with you, I'm actually okay with that. And yeah, I'm sure the players may not see it that way. The Mets, they're honestly one of the teams that are going to kind of get screwed here because there are a lot of contracts that are going to be up in the next couple of years. And these are, what I call starter contracts where now they're going to cash in. And who knows with the Wilpons financial situation, they should have taken that deal, those rumors from Steve Cohen before this whole crisis. But I'm sure there's a force majeure somewhere, and it's all that business talk. But Major League Baseball may come back. It may come back. We shall see. If it does, money in the bank. If it doesn't, But you know what? I think right now, I don't think a lot of us are thinking about it. I mean, New York's getting hit hard. New Jersey, Connecticut, getting hit hard. But you know what? It would be kind of nice if Major League Baseball is able to get everybody to agree on this. A little distraction didn't hurt anybody. What doesn't hurt anybody. So, but want to thank everybody for tuning in to Let's Go Mets podcast, episode 3. And till next time, let's go Mets!